Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today, I want to take a few minutes to talk about something I think is pretty important. And the topic for today's video is scheduling your time in order to organize your life. So, we're going to be talking about scheduling our time and its importance in our lives. And I'm going to talk about 4 ways to do this. We're going to talk about to-do lists, calendars, reminders, planners, and how we can utilize all of these things to help us schedule our time better, to help us declutter our minds, to help us regain some mental clarity, to aid us in focusing better throughout the day, and listening to people and conversations. Because the aim of this is if we can get all of this stuff out of our heads, all of this chaos, this tornado of responsibilities and obligations and deadlines and events coming up in the future, if we can get rid of all this in our head, and we can declutter, kind of organize up here, we can organize our life. And I think one of the best ways to do that is to schedule our time. So first thing I want to talk about are to-do lists. Now, the way I do my to-do list is I don't usually use it, write with pencil and paper or pen and paper. You could do that if you want. But what I usually do is I type it on a computer. And I type it on my computer the night before. So what I do is I sit down at 10, 11 o'clock at night, pretty late, and I type out my to-do list for the next day. And I ask myself a pretty simple question, something along the lines of, you know, what would the perfect day look like? What would my best day, what would my ideal day look like? What would it have to look like? How would I have to structure my day in order to have the best day possible? And then I write that down. Now, of course, you're not going to just be able to have fun all day. Of course, you have some responsibilities, some obligations, some deadlines to meet on things. But with luck, if you can schedule your day right, the ideal way, you'll fit some time in the day to pursue hobbies, to read, to exercise, to do things to better yourself, to do things that you find fun and engaging. So that's the goal with the to-do list. And obviously, we use the to-do list to plan our days. Second thing is using a calendar. So we use the to-do list to schedule our day. So obviously, we're going to use the calendar to schedule our weeks and, of course, our months, maybe even a few months in advance. The calendar is very helpful for the simple fact that you can write down events that are going to be coming up in the not so near future. So one thing you could do, a great way to utilize the calendar, is to sit down on a Sunday night and plan out your week. Maybe if you were writing down some events, some things in your head that are going to be going on later in the week or sometime in the month, you can take some time on Sunday night and write down what your week's going to be like, and then expand that out to the month or a few months in advance. So to-do lists, really helpful to plan your day. Calendar, really helpful to plan your week and a month or a few months in advance. Next thing I want to talk about are reminders. I'm talking about the automatic reminders that are in a lot of smartphones, a lot of phones in general these days. So like with my iPhone, which I'm shooting on right now, I utilize the reminder app for this phone all the time. The reason why I do rely so heavily on the reminders app is because I'm a very forgetful person. Now, and I'm going to give you a good example. So let's say I'm in conversation with a friend. We've been talking for a little bit about nailing down plans. And after, let's say, 15, 20 minutes, we're talking, whatever, we come to the conclusion that, we want to get some friends together and go bowling. Saturday night, 4 o'clock, we're going to go bowling. As soon as we confirm that, as soon as that's like set in stone, the first thing I do is I'm opening my phone, even if he's still talking to me. I open my phone and I write it in a reminder. I set it for the time to go off, so I'm going to set it for that morning to remind me, hey, Jake, later today, you're going to go bowling with your friends at 7 o'clock. I set the reminder, hit done, and forget about it. For me personally, I need to get these things out of my head and into a reminder so I can forget about it. Because I don't want these things all up in my head. Chances are I'm either going to forget, like I said, because I'm a very forgetful person, or it's all going to get jumbled up in my head, and I'm not going to be able to focus as well as I want to on other more important tasks throughout the day, because I'm going to be trying to keep all this in my head until 10, 11 o'clock at night, that later on that day, when I can finally find some time to sit down and make a to-do list or to plan out my week on the calendar. So reminders are very helpful when you're not at home and you need to jot things down very quickly and forget about them because you don't have your to-do list, or you don't have your calendar with you. So that's why reminders are so helpful, especially for me, they're very helpful if you're a forgetful person like me. Last thing I want to talk about is a planner. So I have one here. This is you can see it's a 2019 planner. It's pretty simple, sleek design. I like a black matte color with these like gold rings here. It's pretty cool. I got this at Target for $5. That's it. It's a tiny little investment that you can make to schedule your time and really organize your life. Planner's been very helpful for me. I mostly use this one for school, but of course, this is a personal planner. You can use it however you want. You'll see here, you can see it here, it's a weekly/monthly planner. So it does exactly what it says. And it's divided into a lot of different sections. You can write, contacts, people's names, numbers, addresses. You can look at calendars for the month you're on, January, February, and this is where your calendar section would be. And of course, not all planners are structured like this, but this one's awesome. And then you flip a little bit past the calendar and you get into the week planning. So you can actually plan your week out here, if you can see that here. And you can also break it down even further and go into the specific day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you can write down what's going on just for that day. Planner is very useful because with a planner, you can take everything that I just talked about and put it all in one area. So you can make your to-do list. You have a calendar here, and you can take things from the reminders in your phone, put them in the planner, in the calendar, or somewhere else. You can write notes for yourself in a planner. So it serves like a two-in-one purpose, a journal and a planner. It's a great way to get everything out of your head and onto a paper, right? Onto something physical. So that's the focus for this video. You want to be getting things out of your head and onto a piece of paper, a planner, or a screen, your phone or your computer. And I think 4 great ways to do it, 4 great methods to utilize are using to-do lists, calendars, reminders, and planners. If you use those 4 things, you'll be able to better schedule your time, which means you'll be able to better organize your life. And therefore, you can declutter your mind, regain some mental clarity. You can focus better throughout the day. It's going to help you guys incredibly, with your mental health. And it'll help you gain back some control, in your life. If you feel like it's kind of slipping away from you, if you feel like you're being pulled in every direction and you're tired of waking up every morning and having no kind of structure, no outline for the day, start scheduling your time. And you don't have to be super rigid about it, but use the to-do lists, use the calendars, the reminders, and the planners. Make a rough outline for your day at least. And I'm telling you guys, it's going to help tremendously. Help you guys schedule, help you guys stay on track, and keep hitting your goals. All right? I hope it helped, guys. Catch you in the next video.